Welcome to the second class of our chair yoga practice. I hope you're all well today. So as always, we need a chair to do this practice. So I've got my fold up chair. I hope you've got something a little bit more sturdier at home. So maybe like a kitchen chair. Make sure it doesn't have arms on the sides of it, like a carver chair. So ideally just a sturdy kitchen chair should do the job. I'm also sitting on a cushion here today. This is just to make it a little bit more comfortable. And I've got a cushion underneath my feet. So this is helping me to raise my knees up just a little bit. So my knees are more or less in line with my hips. Sometimes if the chair is quite high, it feels like your legs are dangling and then it's really difficult to relax. The other prop that I've got with me today is a tea towel that I took out of my kitchen. So actually I took it from the press, it's clean. So I'm using a tea towel as well. So this is a really nice prop that you can have for your yoga practice. If you don't have a tea towel, you can use the belt off your dressing gown or anything really that's long, like a sock, a long sock will do as well. So we're going to use that in a little while. I'm going to leave it on the back of my chair for now and we'll get started. So come to sit nice and comfortably. I've got my feet on the cushion, so it's almost like I'm bringing the ground up to meet me because I felt as if my legs were a little bit unsupported without it. So if you have a lower chair, that can sometimes be really helpful. And then we'll begin with the hands down onto the knees and sitting up nice and tall. So if you feel like you need support behind your back, you can always pop a couple of cushions in behind you. And if the back is bothering you at any stage during the practice, you can always come into a C curve or a gentle slouch where you allow the back to come into the chair and let the shoulders roll forwards. This is absolutely fine. But for now, try sitting up nice and tall, even just for a few breaths. And then I invite you to close down the eyes or to soften the gaze, whichever works better for you. If there's any balance issues, sometimes it's nice to find a point to stare at or pick a spot on the floor or on the wall in front of you to keep your focus on. So just allowing yourself to arrive here. Think about letting the shoulders rest away from the ears. Letting go of any distractions, anything that might be happening around you. Don't worry what's going on. Just allow this to be your time. Beginning to bring your focus more inward. Checking in with the outer layers of the body, so the physical body to begin with. Noticing if there's anything going on today, if there's anything that's bothering you, perhaps something physical you might be working with, or maybe an injury, recent or old. And just take your attention to whatever it might be right now and just acknowledge it. Know that this is your practice, so working during the practice to really respect your physical body, never going past your edge, just working with what we've got today. And then bringing the awareness a little deeper now to the breath. Noticing the natural breath as it flows in and out of the body. And just notice, how are you breathing today? So without any judgment, just check in. Are you breathing through the mouth? Are you inhaling through the mouth? Are you exhaling through the mouth? Or are you using your nose, breathing in and out through the nose? Or perhaps it's a combination of the mouth and the nose. So just really becoming aware in your own body of how you're breathing. And then if it's comfortable to do so, see, can you breathe in and out through the nose? If this doesn't work, then come back to your natural breath at any stage. Feel the breath coming into the body, all the way down towards the lungs. Feel the lungs expanding, filling up with air. And each time you breathe out, a softening, a sense of surrender in your physical body. Breathing in, bringing fresh oxygen to every cell in your physical body. And breathing out, letting go of anything that doesn't serve you in this moment. Becoming aware of the subtle movements in the body as we sit here breathing. We're never quite completely still. There's always movement. The movement of the breath. The rise and fall of the body. The subtle movements that we use to stabilize as we sit here. Just becoming aware. Maybe you might even be able to hear your belly rumbling or digestion happening. You might feel your heart beating. The body is carrying out so many functions at this moment. We'll take a few more easy, natural breaths here. No forcing, just allowing it to happen in its own time. And if your eyes are closed, gently bring the gaze back around the room. Give yourself a moment or two here when you blink the eyes open. And then make any adjustments that you need. So you might have found when you were sitting, sometimes when we come to that stillness, we notice something starts to bother us or we need to move. So change your setup if you need to now, and then we'll start to move the physical body. So we're starting from the crown of the head today. Think about lengthening upwards through the crown of the head, and at the same time, the bones underneath you, the sitting bones, are grounding into your chair. You can be sitting up now away from the back of the chair if that's comfortable. Maybe you've got the cushion in behind your lower back to give you a little bit of support here. If it feels better, then come into that gentle slouch, but really become aware of the front of the body if you are sitting back into the chair. And see, can you bring an awareness to the area between your ribs and your hips? So maybe even a gentle tone here in the belly. And then from here, starting to circle out the head. Think about breathing in as the head rolls back and breathing out as the chin comes to the chest. Moving slowly now with awareness. And this might be where you start to hear the clicks and the cracks and the pops. It's generally okay. As long as there's no pain associated with these movements, then it should be fine. But if you're concerned or if you're experiencing pain, then please pause your practice and make sure you get it checked out by your doctor. And the next time the chin comes to the chest, gently pause and then go back the other direction. So really slow, easy movement here. And if the circle feels too big, make it smaller. Or if it feels like you need more, you can make the circle bigger. And then with your next inhale, begin to bring the head back into center, stacking the head on top of the shoulders, sitting up nice and tall. Let the arms come down by the sides. Breathing in, reach the arms up overhead. As you breathe out, take the hands together, press the palms together and bring them down to the heart center. Inhale to open up the arms, reach up. You might even look up here if the balance will allow. Otherwise, keep the gaze forward and exhale. Really ground the palms. See, can you press them together as you take them down to the heart center? Inhale, open up and reach up. Now think about that action of pressing the palms together, creating space as you bring the hands down. One more like this. Breathing in, reach up. Exhale, the hands come down to the heart center. Then once they're there, interlace the fingers and gently start to circle out the wrists. Again, there might be clicks and pops. I don't know if my microphone's picking that up. Go one way and then the other. And then from here, keep the interlace of the fingers if possible. And then start to turn the hands away. Now maybe you'll press the palms away. The elbows might straighten, but don't force it. Just really feeling a stretch here in the wrist and on the outside of the arm, but also in the fingers. See, can you relax your shoulders at the same time? And then slowly, with control, release the hands, take them back down onto the thighs. Now turn the fingertips so they're facing in towards each other. And then begin to roll the shoulders up to the ears and down the back. It's a nice big squeezing action in the shoulders. A lot of us hold tension in the shoulders and around the neck. This is a great way to release out. And then relax the shoulders down away from the ears. Now just the right shoulder. Pick it up towards the ear, roll it and bring it down the back. Now the left side. Roll it up and back. Now start going one shoulder and then the other. It's almost like a cycling movement or a swimming backwards movement with the shoulders. Notice even though you're moving your shoulders, what other body parts are moving? Where else can you feel this? And then pause. Can you change direction? Bring the shoulders forwards and down one at a time. So this is more like that big swimming action. And then slowly come back into center. Roll the shoulders up to the ears and down the back. From here, bring the arms out into cactus arms. So cactus arms is when the hands are in line with the shoulders and the elbows are in line. Sorry, when the hands are in line with the elbows and when the elbow is in line with the shoulders. So I look a little bit like a cactus. Now with your next exhale, start to bring the elbows towards each other. The wrists come towards each other. So the hands join. And then maybe you'll allow the chin to come down to the chest. And send your back into the seat of the chair, into the back of the chair. With your next inhale, begin to sit up tall, open up the elbows. Now imagine drawing the shoulder blades towards each other behind you, stretching the front of the body. Maybe the gaze will lift a little bit, but try not to let the head fall back. Now let's move with the breath. On an exhale, rounding the spine back, it's almost like you're hugging a beach ball into you here. The elbows come towards each other. The chin comes down to the chest gently. Inhale, sit up tall, open the elbows, squeeze the shoulder blades towards each other behind you and look up. Let's do two more like this. Exhale, elbows come towards each other, the chin comes down, round the spine like a C curve. Imagine you're holding the beach ball into your belly. And then breathing in, sit up tall, open up, gaze up. I think we've one more left. Exhale, the elbows come together. I always lose track. Chin comes down to the chest, spine curving here into a C. Breathing in to sit up tall, open up, gaze up. And exhale, release the hands back down. Really nice. Give the shoulders another roll out. They probably need it now after that. So from here, taking the left hand onto the right thigh, breathe in to grow tall. As you breathe out, turn and look to your right. So you might stay here in this seated twist, or maybe you'll bring your right hand behind you. So maybe you're holding onto the back of the chair. You might be using the chair almost like a lever to bring you a little bit deeper into the twist. But never going past your edge, just going to that place where it feels like it's between effort and ease. Can you soften the shoulders and the face? Keep the chin parallel with the floor. Take one more breath here and then use your in-breath to bring yourself back into center. Exhale, release. Right hand comes onto the left thigh. Breathe in first and then exhale to twist. Looking to the left side. You might take the left hand behind you onto the back of your chair, or there might be something to hold onto there on your chair. And to go a little deeper, maybe you're using the chair like a lever. And see, can you relax the face and the shoulders as you move into this twist? And then breathing in, really slowly come back into center and exhale to release. So now we're going to have the tea towel handy. So if it's not already there, you can have it there now. The legs might be falling asleep at this stage, so you might need to pick them up and move them around a little bit. And then from here, picking up the right leg, send it out in front and circle out the ankle. Go one way and then go the other way. And then bring it back. Let's take the other leg out and circle it out. It's just inviting some movement into the ankle joint. Notice how it feels. And then slowly bring the foot back in underneath. This time, peeling the heel up, come up onto the ball of the foot. Maybe you can even point your toe down towards the floor. And then exhale to lower the heel. We'll do the other foot. Peel the heel up, point the toe. Good. And exhale, release it down. So going from side to side, picking up the heel, pointing the toe. Just finding that movement in the leg. Really becoming aware of the muscles of the calves. So the muscles at the back of the lower leg here. Sometimes they can cramp a little bit here, so just be mindful of that. Really nice. Let's do one more each side. You can still have the cushion underneath the feet if it's there. That's absolutely fine. And then come back into center. So if you're not already sitting up tall, then sit up tall now and then start to bring yourself forwards on your chair a little bit. And then from here, take your tea towel or whatever you've got and place it around your knee. And then from here, can you pick the knee up and bring it in towards you? The answer might be no, that's okay. Even just picking it up is a great place to start. So holding here, just noticing how the hip joint is. So if there's injury or if there's anything going on in the hip joint, be really mindful. Can you sit up a little taller and relax the shoulders away from the ears? And then very slowly allow the leg to come back down. Sole of the foot comes to the mat. Take your tea towel, place it around the other knee. So it's like a lever, it's helping you here. And then begin to pick the leg up, bringing it in towards you. A gentle flexion in the hip joint. Noticing how the hip feels. Sitting up tall. The leg is heavy. The thigh bone is the heaviest bone in the body. So if it's getting tired, you can lower it at any stage. And then when you're ready, slowly lower it back down. Really nice. So I don't know if this towel is going to work, if it's going to be long enough for me. Placing it around the sole or the ball of the foot. And then starting to straighten and bend the leg. So you might need a longer towel than mine. Mine was quite small. So again, bending and straightening. And then once the leg comes to straight, can you press the heel away? Maybe you can sit up nice and tall here. Relax the shoulders and the face. So your foot might be much further down. That's absolutely fine too. And then when you're ready, bend the knee, slowly release. And then place the towel around the other foot. And again, starting to bend and straighten. So it might be much lower down. It might just be a small movement. Or for some people, it might be a much bigger movement. Depends really on what's going on in the back of the leg, but also it depends on how long your legs are and how long your tea towel is. If you've got the belt off the dressing gown, I think that works a little bit better for this one. And the next time the leg straightens, let's hold it here, press out through the heel. Again, be mindful of the cramping in the back of the calf. That can often start to happen here. And then when you're ready, slowly release it down. And we'll take the tea towel out, place it behind. Then, oh, whoops daisy. Then from here, take the feet a little bit wider than hips width apart. Make sure you're about halfway between the back of the chair and the seat. So you're still really nice and sturdy, but you're not sitting right back in the chair like we were in the beginning. And then begin to circle out the upper body. Gentle movement. It's more like a stirring in the belly that's going on. Be mindful of the balance here. Go one way and then pause and go the other way. And then when you're ready, slowly come back into center. Readjust your feet now, and then sit yourself back into your chair. Make yourself nice and comfortable. So if you need extra cushions for behind the back, you can pop them in now. Placing the hands down onto the thighs. I once again invite you to close the eyes if that's available. If not, lower the gaze. And then notice the breath. Can you slow it right down? Relax the skin on your face, across the forehead, the cheeks and the jaw. As we take these few moments at the end of our practice to acknowledge the effort that it took for us to get here today, the effort that we made during the practice physically, but also mentally to stay present, and the effort that we made to respect our physical bodies, to look after our physical bodies by doing this practice. And also this effort that we've made for our mental health to join the mind, body, breath connection together in our yoga practice. Relaxing into your chair now for these last few moments. Allowing the thoughts to be slow and easy. And giving yourself the permission to just be here for these few moments. And slowly opening back up the eyes if they're closed. Bring the gaze back around the room. I want to thank you for coming to your practice today. Namaste.